Yeah, you told me about that nightmare of when your kids were sick.
That one was bad. That was a long stretch.
Was his stomach sick?
They missed the entire week of school.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. His fever got up to 105.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I remember him telling me about that. Yes, we're going.
Oh.
Okay.
See, you never say we started.
No, it's fine.
That's why, like, Jeff's dog story just started at, like...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Will
in therapy, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, he's listening to it, and we had started most of that and finished when we started
so it just
the
started,
episode.
and like you asked, you're like, so this fungus stuff, and I'm like, wait, what? So tremors and all. I'm like, what?
Will reaches out to me. He's like, "Your dog okay?"
I'm like, the whole first part of the story is gone. I'm only hearing about therapies and treatments and overnights and or how much insurance is gonna be, and I'm like, okay. And then they're like, your dog should stay overnight. You're like, yeah, fuck that.
Well, and you know what? They were wrong on that anyway. But I mean, I guess that was exactly what they thought it was up north too.
So you took her to a different place this time?
Well, I took her back to that joint, but it's an emergency room, man. Sometimes it's
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, "Hey, we're not going to charge you anything. Just go ahead and get her up here. We'll let her know." And so I booked it there at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
and,
brutal.
Yeah, and yeah, that's they were almost certain it was the same thing, but they're like, it's just weird that it would come back. This is so asymptomatic of this kind of scenario. It's like, can we try something that we maybe have another idea? So yeah, when they took her off the anti-tremor stuff and put her on pain medication, she was straight back to, she's like, she's good. She was like super happy. So it's like, no, she hurts somewhere. This is the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was her adventure, and she's actually doing so much better now. You saw her.
Yeah.
She's
They didn't have to like set her hip or anything, did they? It's just
no. There's a couple of different things. So I'm gonna be taking her to physical therapy.
oh, okay.
Like you, and
Fuck that.
Doing exercises.
No.
Pat.
I'm not gonna either, man. So I've just resigned myself that any weightlifting future that I was ever gonna have is just not part of my
Don't
future.
give up on your dreams.
It's not dreaming. It's like basically saying you're giving up on taking out the trash. God.
That's a good dream.
Yeah.
Trash just goes away.
Yeah, laundry just cleans itself. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's a pretty good dream.
So groceries fly into my fridge.
They all come to your door anyway.
That one I get as close as it's gonna get. Yeah. So
Would it be a different story if it were your right arm?
I think if it was my right arm, it would be better already because I use it. I almost exclusively use my right arm for everything now, so it'd be fine.
That's fair. I guess you'll have it just do just what it needs to do. And
That's what I figure. So yeah, I mean I'm not flipping no tires over, so it's fine.
did they suggest that?
No, the guy told me don't do shit for 6 months. So he was like, he's like, because if you go, he asked me, he's like, are you one of those? He's like, are you a gym guy? And I was like, no, obviously. So and he's like, well, that's good because those are the guys who get hurt. Because he says it will take 6 months for that to get back to anything like normal. So he's like, if you pick something up and it starts to hurt, put it down.
Right. Right.
So,
Gotcha. Fair enough.
so I'm up to about a gallon of milk. That's what I can lift with that arm.
Decent.
It's not bad.
That's more than what he was telling you to work out with. Isn't a gallon of milk like 5 pounds?
I don't know how much a gallon of milk weighs.
2.5 pounds?
I think it's more than 5 pounds.
Think it's more?
I think it's at least 10.
10
Yeah,
pounds?
I would guess that.
You
Yeah,
think?
I would
guess.
guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely fresh one right here.
You're going to jump on the scale?
Oh, just gonna give it to you. All right, so
I've lifted a gallon of milk
No,
before.
just hold it in your hands right there. One arm. 5 pounds?
Maybe.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like 5 pounds.
Ish, somewhere in there. I don't know.
Weight's heavier than you think it is. I mean, like when my arm was dead, so because it was on nerve blockers for a couple days, you don't realize how heavy a fucking arm is. So it's way heavy. So yeah.
Gotcha. He's gonna go get 5 pounds of weight.
You know, you could have just Googled that by this point. You know?
Instead of now, he's still gonna be.
I thought we had a rule where you don't look shit up. So isn't that kind of what you're doing here?
How do I feel?
Oh, okay. It's way more than 5 pounds.
Yeah.
All right.
I never really thought about it, and I was like, well, you said 5 pounds. Do I have anything that weighs exactly 5
Of course
pounds?
we do.
I do.
We lift weights.
I don't have anything in my house that weighs exactly 5 pounds. So I think I have 2 that weigh 2.5.
Ah.
I have 2.5s down there, too.
Oh, okay.
What do you use 2.5 for?
The plates?
Oh, I thought you were thinking
Yeah.
of just the tiny little barbell that is 2.5 pounds.
You can use it for stuff.
Well, I know some women and stuff like do it while they power walk and.
If you're like 80.
Yeah. And that also really depends on how you're doing it. Like, if you're actually lifting it, that's great. If you're doing what most people do, they're just swinging them around, which does nothing for you.
Well, my son wears 5-pound weights on his ankles and his wrists, and goes to
Okay.
school that way. I was just like, "Wow, you are a brave kid." I wore a fanny pack, but
You got me beat, buddy.
Okay.
I was just like, "Wow, all right, you go, you." I was like, "Did you get make fun of?" He's like, "Yeah, sometimes, but do it every day." So
Yeah, people just get used to it.
Yeah.
After a while. Yeah.
It's not what we used to go through. I don't think the teasing is on the same level as.
that's probably so too. Yeah,
And I'm not saying, this is not me lamenting and say like, oh, kids these days are soft. No, it's better.
they're a
this
little
way.
soft.
They're a little soft, but I mean, what's the alternative?
Barrel.
That's what I'm saying. Is if they're soft, that means that you have to be the one to.
Be mean.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just not you.
Yeah, but he's gonna have bosses or stuff that's gonna be like, chew him out at some point.
Yes, that's called life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
don't experience that at all in school. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't ask my daughter about it. So, you know, it's not my business.
you don't ask if she's the bully or if.
No, I figured the school would call me if she was.
If she got caught.
Yeah, if she got
If
caught.
she's good at it.
I don't really see her being the bully type.
Probably
No,
not.
no, probably not. Yeah, no. And yeah, like, I mean, they don't even have fights in school. So no,
No.
not even close. Like my daughter was looking at me like I went to school to prison when I was telling her.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you all once it's like, well, this one actually happened right in front of the office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like that never happens anymore. But I don't know, man. Yeah, they do a shitload more work than we used to. That's for sure, though.
Like homework?
Yeah, cats got homework all the time, man.
Yeah.
So a lot. Yeah. Now they.
Well,
Well, okay. You live in that white people district out there, so yeah.
I was telling Jeff when I came over the other day that when William missed the whole week of school,
You're a little liar.
like, hey, you should hit up your teachers and find out what you can do and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I can do that. And so he did the little thing and all this kind of stuff. And then on that Friday, was parent-teacher conferences, so he was still out. But I went in and talked to the teachers, and I was like, "Hey, so he says he wrote you guys, and you guys didn't even like tell him to do anything and all this." They're like, "He wrote us and said, I think I'm going to be missing tomorrow." That's it.
Right, he called in sick.
Wait, what? And all the teachers were like, "Everything is online. You can literally go in there and
do it
see
from home,
the assignments." And so I went home after that and was just like, "So, guess what you get to do today?" He's like, "Oh, well, I didn't think I should ask what I needed to do." I'm like,
well, of course not. Yeah. No, I get pelted by my daughter's school with emails. I get like at least 3 or 4 emails a day, and then a phone call every afternoon. So from them,
Jesus.
And then
what is a phone call for?
It's like, hey, this is what's going on in the school today.
Oh,
Friday's bake sale day.
Way.
Oh yeah, it's a robo dialer that they use. Yeah. So and then the emails, like, because she's got all this stupid school learning platform garbage bullshit that they use. It's like 9 of them because everybody wants a different one. And so I get emails duplicates like, Catherine's missing this assignment, she's missing that assignment, and I'm just like, I'm like asking her, I was like, are you missing these assignments? She's like, no. So he's like, the teacher didn't put it in as due, and so you're getting the emails even though it's not due for another week. And I was like, oh, so your teachers are lazy too. Got it. Okay. And so, yeah, and so it's totally unreliable.
We don't get emails about missed assignments.
Oh my God, I get so many.
But we can sign in and see every assignment grade that he's got on every single thing.
They come and ring my doorbell. Yeah.
What did we get? So we got, like, halfway through, we got a progress report.
You get grade checks and progress reports.
Yeah, I think we got a progress report halfway through.
You get printed ones that you could change the grades on them.
Yes. Yes.
If you had a mechanical pencil, you could dot matrix
had to
it.
try that. So.
I did. F's turn into B's pretty easily. In fact, it's the only thing you can turn an F into.
Yeah, they don't give E's out, so.
Oh, well, and then we went, well, this was when you and I were teaching. They did the P and the PPs and the SPs or whatever.
Some places did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the junior high that I was at over there, they did.
PP, and A, yeah.
A?
Yeah, advanced.
Oh, yeah.
P was proficient, PP was partially proficient, and
yeah.
U was unsatisfactory.
Unsatisfactory, yeah. So...
there are some places that are just 1, 2, 3, 4, I think.
Yeah.
We got some of that in the grade school.
Because we also had, so if I go back to our old report cards, and I mean old, I'm going grade school.
The ones that are folded up in an envelope and you had to return them.
Well, okay.
You remember that?
They had, these were like triplicate ones.
Yep.
And I seem to recall that you had letter grades and then there were things that were marked from like 0 to 5.
Thanks.
I remember there was like an effort thing in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Citizenship, maybe? Or
I think that was a separate grade.
Was handwriting its own grade back then?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. God,
they don't even do that anymore. So.
In elementary, they still.
A little bit, but not this. Yeah. But I was kind of like, oh my God, my daughter's going to have handwriting that looks like she's like 8 for the rest of her life.
Because you never work on it at all.
No. And then like in one semester it cleared up. That's fine. Huh. And I was like, you don't even write anything. How'd that happen? So
you know what? I think there's I think that's actually just like an undocumented part of the women's brain where eventually, like at a certain age, regardless of whether they practice it, there is just something that says, I want my handwriting to look pretty.
Okay.
And it just is.
So if she was a boy, she'd be cursed to like
William
look like
not.
Yeah, it is. Wrote with crayons until it's like in college. So
either you make the dedicated effort to have good handwriting, or it is everything looks like a ransom note.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It is pretty rough sometimes. Like the spaces aren't even right. Like
It looks like mouthful of broken teeth.
yeah, it is so bad sometimes. And I've even had to go to him and be like, "What does this say?" And he's like, "Huh?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to at least be able to read your own."
So if you went to when I was taking the most notes, like in college, I will say that in some of my notebooks, the writing would start off fairly legible, but by the end of the class, it was tilted pretty far sideways and really starting to get ugly.
Well, you
I
can
wrote
see
all
when
my notes in cursive. Yeah.
you could
So-
see when I was falling asleep in class.
Straight lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do you still like to this day? Can you actually write in full cursive? Do you remember all the letters?
Oh yeah. I do almost all my note takings in cursive still. So I just literally my handwriting got so shitty over the years. So
I always thought you had good handwriting.
I used to have a typewriter like not like Mike did. So
That was something else.
yeah, he like basically stamped out A's and stuff. Yeah. So but no, like I don't know what it was. Just after a few years, like in college, I'd still do it in cursive, but it was pretty clean. And then over the years, it just started turning this like mush that I can decipher.
Well, you know what? You are a doctor now.
I suppose not that kind, man. I'm not writing prescriptions here. So but it's still like it's getting worse as I get older. And the funny thing is, like that happened to my dad too. His handwriting was indecipherable when he was like in his 60s. It was absolute gibberish. So yeah, but he could read it. So.
Well, okay. Did he work around it? So, like, say for example, I know that he was meticulous in his garage, that kind of thing. Did he label his own stuff, or did he get like a brother P Touch to make his own labels?
Okay,
to
no.
accommodate
He stole one from the airport, which was one of those old, like the crimp ones. Yeah, that had the tape. Yeah, because they got the P Touch things.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So he was like, "Well, I'll take this," and then he relabeled everything in his garage with that. Yeah.
Is it the you turn the?
Yeah, it's got it looks like a machine gun. It's got the lid on it.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. No, I understand. Well,
I bet you it's still in his garage somewhere. I guarantee it's in there somewhere. I know it's there somewhere.
Yeah, our dad's handwriting never faltered. It was actually remarkable.
Yeah,
quite legible.
yeah, he did pretty good.
Well, yours is also immaculate to this day. So
I pick and choose. Sometimes I write big swoopy kind of things. Sometimes I write tiny little precision kind of things.
yeah, sorry. Well, I mean, like, I guess I have our old childhood friends as so Kevin up the street. That was straight up fucking ransom.
That was pretty bad.
Nothing but.
Especially his cursive.
Oh my god, it was just
Like all just O's. Because it was all just like it didn't even look like any letters. It was just
didn't look like letters at all, and the sharp lines were terribly sharp. They were again, it's all just pay me $500 if you ever want to see your pet alive again. It's all. It looks psychotic. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that they should go back to, or
They don't really need it.
Have them type right away. Like
Yeah, like I would think that would be the thing that you teach someone how to do first, but I mean, I'm shocked at the lack of computer literacy that my daughter has. So
interesting.
I am stunned by it, and like her friends are just as bad. So
really?
Yeah, seriously. So, you know, I was like, well, go in and clean out your cookies. She's looking at me like, what?
I ate all my cookies.
Yeah, I know. And it was like, well, you know, go ahead and park the drive before you pull it out. She's like, what? And I'm like, don't just yank it out of there. So,
I yank it out of everything.
I know, but...
Except out of my old, ancient Apple, my design computer.
Oh, really?
It literally has the button that says eject the thing, and if you pull it out, it like sends up a big notice playing like, don't do that.
Human. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Do you still use that?
Every once in a while when I design something. Because it still has all my Photoshop and stuff like that on there.
How old is it?
Like 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Maybe 20?
Maybe 20?
Yeah, maybe older. Yeah.
15 to 20 years old.
I have one laptop
I
that
do
still
not
runs.
connect it to the internet.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm not. No.
No, it would...
If I connected to the internet, everything would just be like, we're gonna feast on this.
Well, it's not... that's not the problem, man. So, like, I've got an old laptop that I booted up a while back, and, you know, I think that one is probably like 2004. So it's probably about 20... Yeah, it's about 20 years old. So, no, it'd be like 2008. We got it when we came back. So, yeah. And the thing is, it was like, would you like to update? And I was like, sure. And I click the bar, and it says updating. And then it ticks over one bar. And I was like, there's the problem. Let's not do that. Let's just shut this down and call it good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So...
Because it's not going to go straight from one update to the other. It's got...
it's going to go through multiple iterations. Yeah. So that's why, like, when I gave my old laptop to my daughter, this was just a couple weeks ago, I just reformatted it right off the bat.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, wipe it clean. They're like, oh, what about your documents? I was like, that was 2 degrees ago, fuck off. So, yeah, I don't need any of this stuff. So...
Well, yeah, everything's in the OneDrive anyway, so, I mean...
I don't use that anymore, man. God, that thing started to piss me off. So...
Piss me off or no, that's where everything is, so...
Is that where you put everything?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's a surprisingly small amount of things. And when I say that, like, it's not just the amount is small. It's... So I ended up using it for... I used it for things that were bouncing between work and person.
There you go, yeah.
So, like, if I wanted to go work on, say, a file for, like, transcription or something, right, on one computer for the other, right, if I kept it in the OneDrive, right, I wouldn't have to copy that, email it, or put it on something else to work on it. It would just save
That's
my...
true.
So I just started throwing everything in there, and nothing that I actually have to save actually takes up any space.
Right? Yeah, see, that's nice.
I don't have...
videos and
oh my god!
pictures.
I cleaned out all my videos. So I had hundreds of videos on my computer. So, and I was like, "There's all your disk space, dude." So I didn't even realize it. They're all just in this done folder. I was like, I'm not going to go back and edit these, so off you guys go.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah,
you all live on the internet now.
Yeah,
you can be free, children.
That's the same thing. It's
like this. I mean, this thing is probably a million. I can't imagine how much disk space that we've got on this computer here. So yeah.
At least they're not videos.
But this takes just as much. So
Really?
yeah, because it's saved in MP4 format. So yeah, it's just as much. Doesn't matter what's going on in the background or not. So, you know, and it's usually the audio file is bigger anyway. So
Gotcha.
yeah, but I was saving a bunch of mine in what's called MKV. So
yeah.
those are huge.
Yeah, they're enormous.
So, yeah, they're enormous. So, and that's because I was using that stupid Chinese film editor, so that didn't want to do it in MP4. Not realizing this entire fucking time that Microsoft had basically bought a little company that did film editing and put it in, like, Office. It was one of the pink things in there.
Was it?
Yeah. It's called Clipchamp.
Okay, because the one I was thinking of was OneNote.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What does that do? I do have that.
Takes notes.
Great.
You know what else takes notes?
Fingers?
Sticky notes.
Sticky notes, yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
And if you don't like sticky notes, you can use notes.
Oh, right, but they took out Notepad, if I'm not mistaken.
Who did?
Yeah, Microsoft is taking out Notepad. They were going to sunset it.
Oh. I use Notepad all the time.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just Twitter might have been lying to me. You never know. It does that a lot. So
Yeah,
it does.
yeah, it does. It does. You take what you get.
Yeah.
You are the filter.
Yeah,
You have to stop and say, does this sound like bullshit?
right.
Should I become outraged yet, or just wait?
Just wait.
Another 6 minutes and see if this gets verified.
Yeah, no,
You won't be there all day. Just give it a few minutes.
I give myself one visit to the Twitter a day. So, yeah, the next day it's like, all right, this is a big deal. It'll be on here again tomorrow, and then it never is.
Gotcha.
It's not. We found something else to get mad about.
Yeah, I don't even know what the real. I don't know what people are incensed about this week.
What was going on? Well, Super Tuesday happened, and nobody cared.
No, it was a foregone conclusion.
It was way foregone,
Yeah.
and everybody's
Yeah.
trying to spin it as like, what was it? There was the thing where like Nikki Haley took Vermont, and everybody's like, that's just Bernie Bros voting for her because you can do that in an open election in Vermont. And then there was something else that they were talking about like
She also took D.C.
Right, which produced the best quote out of Donald Trump last week. Well, the swamp has chosen its queen. Right, did you see how many people voted in that motherfucker?
Surprisingly,
It was like 1,200 people
In DC.
in DC. It was nothing.
Wow.
So, and then they said, this is actually good turnout.
Oh.
I was like, that's ridiculous. No, I was watching a little bit of it because I thought that we had ours here, but it was just the presidential one. It wasn't the congressional one. So I wanted to see if Lauren Boebert got run back out on her carpet. So, you know,
you have no tolerance for that person anymore.
I don't know, man. Like all that shit that happened with her family, it was like, oh, I was right about all of this, and so was Jeff and Will. Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, her family is involved in some kind of sex scandal with her son now and stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's just all in, like, her ex, like, took all her shit and threw it in the company pond. So, yeah. Or something.
Oh, no. all of the... So, like, if you're going to just, like, walk down... If you were going to make a checklist of, you know, it's just scientific method, and you're like, I have to, you know... I have to objectively measure whether this person is white trash or not. She is, I mean, she's checking them all, bro.
I think you use her to calibrate the machine, man.
Because you're like, you just go through the list, you're like, drugs is like, check. Vaping at a public event, check. Giving a hand job to a bartender at a public event, check.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm responding to tweets with kissy faces. Check.
Partner throws my shit in a public pond, check.
No, it was their farm pond.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and she was supposed to show up to a fundraiser, but then she got a text that, hey, I'm throwing your shit in the pond. So she went to that instead.
Oh my
and then her
God.
campaign manager had to explain that to everybody there. So that's another one. So we're at like 6 full Boeberts here, man. And so, you know,
Oh, yeah.
if it's a 1 to 10 scale, you know.
Holy cow.
You know, look, man, I've been looking at a lot of like legal stuff. So there's a lot of stuff where the whatever it is named after the person. Where they're like, oh, well, this is the this would be the Patrick scale. This would be,
Right.
The Wilbert test. You know, whatever
There's a ton
it
of
would
that
be.
stuff in law.
And so there is the what is the Boebert measuring?
The Boebert measure of white trash.
Yes.
They call it Boebert Whiskey Tangos. You know?
And of course, this is our state. This is like the most famous thing in our state. Actually, no, we have been
Oh, that 12-1 or 9-0 ruling that came up.
Yes, that was it.
So you can vote for Trump.
Yeah, no, he was on the ballot anyway. So yeah, but the question was whether or not they were actually going to count it. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, that was last week though, wasn't it?
I think it was early this week.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Monday, and then the thing was on Tuesday. Yeah, you're right. And so they were all gyrating about that. Oh, it's really a 5-4, and these 4 are dissension votes. And then I went and read it. I was like, no, actually, they agree with them. You guys are just mad.
Dude, this was absurd to begin with, so I'm glad it's codified now. I know that the immunity ruling is coming in April. That's the one that
He's not going to win that one. He ain't going to win that one. I don't think he should win that one.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, man, just because you're president doesn't grant you can't grant yourself immunity. So the job doesn't work like that.
I don't think it's supposed to.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think see, it's one of those things. I don't think they thought that anybody would do that, so they didn't write that
down. No, I get it. This is again.
Ungentlemanly.
Well, it's not just ungentlemanly. It's again, it's the horse collar rule is called the Terrell Owens rule.
Right.
If you could list out a few more rules that are named after the players that were impacted, I believe the Tom Brady rule is
fumble thing. Yeah.
Well, the
deflate gate.
No, stop that. No, I'm talking about the knee. I'm talking about hitting the quarterback.
Oh,
ball.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to bring up that other shit.
Well, the fumble thing was definitely the Brady thing.
Yes, it was an incomplete forward pass, but yes, it's
He
good that
fumbled
they.
that ball.
It's funny because they didn't rule it that way.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because they didn't. They sure didn't. But yes, it was an incomplete forward pass, and they clarified the tuck rule next time around. If there are any other things that I'm trying to remember that they're named after players, there were a few.
There's a few.
Of course, there is the Banaszak no forward fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But we officially cut Wilson, so.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that today.
That was on the radio.
He's gone.
A couple days ago, yeah.
Yep. Well, did they officially cut? They gave him permission to go look, right? I think that's what they were talking about yesterday.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, they said no. Yeah, because they said that he was going to ride Pine this year.
Oh, yeah.
But he was locked in the contract, and then they said no, you can go look and get out of the contract. So.
Oh, he ain't getting out of the contract.
If he wants to play, he needs to.
No.
So, no?
No, he gets to go sign for the veteran minimum.
Oh, okay.
And the Broncos pay him $85 million.
Yeah, I know. Did we get our picks back?
Yeah, that
was a good deal.
I saw the thing, which was the worst trade, the Russell Wilson one or Nolan Arenado?
Ooh, brutal. Ooh.
Where you got nothing back and paid $50 million.
Yeah.
To give up your best player.
Well, and we got shit in return.
Absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
Did anything pan out from that?
Nothing.
No.
It was terrible.
All garbage.
It was all garbage. They just didn't want to pay him. So.
God damn, that hurts.
I was like, no, nothing's worse than Russell Wilson. They're like,
you forgot about Arenado.
This guy's almost won like 2 MVPs over there, and you got nothing.
Well, the Rockies have done that a couple times. They did that with Tulo as well.
Yeah.
So and then who was the guy before? There was another.
Also went to the Yankees.
No.
Oh, Story.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Trevor Story. Yeah. So no, the guy who went to that was LeMahieu. Yeah. So, but
worst trades ever. And this would be a local trade, right? Not in sports history.
They put Wilson up there as like
I'm gonna say that's
one of the worst ever. Period.
Yeah,
because of just how much money you're eating. But they're like in baseball,
There's some big ones.
It's not Babe Ruth, man.
Yeah, you got Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
You cursed a team for a century.
And you got some like bullshit play out of it, if I recall. Yeah, financing for a play. Trying to think if there's any.
I mean, there's plenty of bad ones, but just for the local aspect of it, like, oh.
Well, I'm talking about straight up like history changing trades where it's.
Like hockey, it was like Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's that one.
Yeah.
I would also say that the three-way trade that ended up with Forsberg here and Lindros. I would argue that one was way in our favor, and it just so happened that Eric Lindros was kind of a.
He was fine. He just kept getting hurt.
Yeah. It's not his fault. No, I mean I guess there's always the other side of like. Drafting badly.
That happened.
That's that
Annual.
you can't.
That's a ritual.
Yeah.
No, because you can go back and say like, all right, well, you guys had your choice. You said Irving Fryer instead of Jerry Rice. Irving Fryer's not a bad receiver, but he's not Jerry Rice.
Yeah. No, Jamarcus Russell. I mean,
I remember
Jamarcus
that.
Russell.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell.
he drank the purple, whatever the purple stuff was called back then.
The syrup.
Yeah.
The purple drink. Yeah.
Purple drink.
Purple
Yeah.
drink. Yeah.
Scissor up. Yeah, it's and then of course there are plenty of basketball ones. We all know that.
You mean since Michael wasn't taken first?
Who was that year? It was but it wasn't a bad player. It just
No, he was pretty bad. I think he went to the Blazers.
I know he went to the Blazers, but I can't remember
think
who it
what his
was.
name-
Michael
no.
only played for the Bulls, right?
No.
Where did he play?
Wizards.
Yep.
That was later in his career.
And the White Sox.
I know he played for the White Sox briefly. Well, he never
All
played
right,
major
that's
league, though.
Yeah.
Didn't he play for their AAA team?
I don't think he got to. I don't think he got past.
You don't think he got past Double A?
He got past
Yeah. Okay. I think you're right. Actually,
Didn't wait a second. Didn't our guy Denver a Christian guy put the Tim Tebow, didn't he
yeah,
don't make that face.
Yeah.
Didn't he make first string?
First string
baseball.
Baseball.
No, he never made it up to the Mets.
No, he.
I think he got to
He,
AAA.
yeah,
I think he got to AAA. But I think they were doing it just for the money.
I think he didn't get out of Citrus League, so if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
Well, I think he got to AAA because he was just bringing in so big crowds.
that is
That's what I
true.
recall,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
thought that was during spring training, so I don't remember
Well, spring training, he got to be on the
exactly
team.
the team. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I
That's
feel
when
like he
Michael
was there.
was there.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
team.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't count.
that doesn't count.
I would count it.
That does not count.
Well, you get rigged out for a uniform. They just don't let you keep it.
See, that's what I'm saying. I know I've seen pictures of guys in the official uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they played for the
If
team.
you wear the uniform, man, you played for the team.
Well, no, if you didn't get paid, so. And if you don't have an at bat in a major league stadium at an actual regular season game,
That's a fair argument.
yeah, I mean it's kind of like, all right, like poor Timmy just got out of the hospital. We're gonna put a Mets cap on him for a day.
Oh, come on, man. Hey, listen, if he signed a contract, then
Yeah, for a day to throw a pitch at a AAA game.
There are
It's,
guys that have done that.
there
There are
are
guys that have
guys who have
done
done that.
one at bat,
Yeah.
a one contracted at bat. Shit, there was a one guy famously who got beamed on his very first at bat, totally fucked him up. And then they eventually brought him back in the last game of the season for Florida. Signed him for one day so he could get one last major league at bat.
Did they hit him?
People were talking about it too because they were like, the attitude was, "Oh well, clearly you're not trying to win." in
fuck off with
baseball,
that stuff. Yeah.
you're either in contention or you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're in contention, no, you would not sign somebody to a one. You would not waste one single at bat
No.
with that, regardless of what the press says.
Yeah, but those stupid fans do that all the time. So
No, well, I don't even think it was fans. I think it was fucking quote unquote journalists.
oh, okay. The
who
laptop
have,
class.
Yes, who are. More of them drop out of the field every day, and it doesn't bother me one bit.
No, it's all going sideways for them. So
I know what my barometer is. I know that the one I'm waiting on is I'm waiting for Kotaku to shutter.
the Kotaku?
Yes, those are the ones that I will have. I will do some grave dancing when Kotaku is.
Yeah, I still read them every now and then. So
These are the worst journals.
they are absolutely terrible, but like they're just like they write headlines that are designed to piss me off specifically. So
If they get
yeah,
you,
they get me.
What do you think they do to me?
Oh, I don't know, man. I figured you're immune to it by now. So yeah.
Well, okay. All right, like so. They always get the knee-jerk reaction. It's just that I have my body counterbalances fairly quickly now, right?
Okay,
if
that's
you
good.
just if you have the 3 buckets and the 5 buckets, getting to the 4 bucket thing, it can do that. But anytime I see a headline from them, yeah, it tilts me, and then it very quickly
Oh.
reaches equilibrium.
Do you have to take like a nap or something?
No, you know how that works.
Yeah, okay.
You fill up the 5 buckets, you put it in.
Right.
Yeah.
Less than 4 gallons.
My brain does it pretty quickly now.
I don't know. What were they? They were banging on about something last week.
Oh, it's this week too. The Sweet Baby debacle is.
What is Sweet Baby? What is this?
This is that consultancy firm.
I don't know anything about this.
This is all completely new to you. Okay, so this is basically a DEI consultancy firm.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you can read more about it, but basically,
I'll pass.
all right, that's
I'm pretty sure I know where this one's going. Yeah.
well, okay, so these guys streisand themselves really hard because on Steam, these people basically made a list, right? Where this company is...
Wait a minute. Who made a list?
Just a guy in Brazil, and it
So
was
it's just a rando.
yeah,
Okay.
made a list of all the games that these people worked on, right?
Okay.
Without any additional commentary at first, but it was basically they've worked on these games. I've taken this from their website, and this group decided to target these people and say this is wrong. They made the mistake of.
So wait a minute. You gotta tell me.
Okay,
So what group?
so Sweet Baby again. This is basically that DEI consultancy group.
So they decided to go after somebody.
Yes.
Who did they go after?
They went after the guy who made the
Brazilian townie.
Brazilian townie that made a Steam list of these are games that Sweet Baby has worked on. You should avoid them.
Was it true?
Yeah, it's just taken off their website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Sweet Baby saw it as harassment, and on Twitter decided that they were going to tell people to mass report. You can't do that.
Brazilian townie guy.
Yes. Yes. So
Mass report him on Steam.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So basically, this started what looks like.
They're gonna try and brigade him.
Yeah. They were, and this looks like it is. If we're lucky, this is the start of Gamergate 2.
I don't want another Gamergate.
Nobody does, but I'm just
don't.
telling you, this was the.
I just want to play games.
You act like I want it. You
Yeah,
act like
I know, yeah.
Pat, here we go. It's
Yeah.
on. Let me get my flak jacket, and my extra grenades. No, it's just. this was the big deal. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Is it a big deal for me? No.
Yeah.
Am I subscribed on their list? Well, of course now. Yes, because it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
No.
I don't know these people.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
No.
No.
Good. Yeah, you're looking healthy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I've just been playing The Witcher, man. It's like, what, a
Yeah.
10-year-old game now, man. So none of the shit was in there back then. So it's great.
Well, no, that would have been not too far away from Gamergate 1.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. Games journalism has always been kind of a joke. So...
Look, there was... When it wasn't a joke, it was for sale.
Well, yeah. I used to pay for the PC Gamer, too. So,
Yeah, and,
yeah.
I'm...
And I saw the advertisements take up, for like the new NVIDIA card, take up like 8 pages.
Yeah.
Whereas the column that I like to read took up about a margin and a half. So, yeah.
You can't convince me that some of the reviews in that magazine were not bought and paid for.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all. They were trying to keep the lights on, Jeff.
I don't know how that's possible, given that the book was 75% ads and as big as a phone book.
Either that or like fucking people put a lot of ads in there, man, but nobody buys shit out of that magazine.
Dude,
I don't know. Man.
What do you, okay, so you're saying that the what is it? The attach rate? No, what is that? Conversion rate?
The conversion rate sucks. So, yeah.
Look, I wouldn't put it past you, but it's not like they were buying those ads for 75 cents. I mean,
I don't think they made that much money, man. So
they had good circulation back
They
then.
had pretty
Magazines
decent-
used to move.
yeah, but I mean, like, if it was a successful business model, it'd still be around. So like, and it started getting murdered after a little bit of while. So because people migrated completely. I mean, you're talking about a market that is going to be the first one to migrate over to digital media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, they had online versions back when they were putting out the print magazines.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I'm talking like 2001.
oh, well, yeah. I mean, I had the magazine before then. But,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. Is they would have a digital
Yeah.
version available when they were in the height of selling their magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the print media is still better in some cases at that point in time. So,
Well, it was awesome. There were
Yeah.
the tactile thing of sitting down and reading a magazine actually felt good.
Do you still read physical books, or do you read everything digital?
I listen to everything.
No.
Now. I don't even read.
He's one step beyond it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
In fact, if the narration sucks, it doesn't get listened to. So, yeah. I don't care what it is. It's like Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's like, this is a great book. It's read by an idiot. So,
But if they get Morgan Freeman to
sure, I'll listen.
whatever.
Yeah, he read the Bible to me, so yeah, it's great.
that's not Morgan Freeman though.
That's
Yeah,
not Morgan
so,
Freeman.
The year is 1864.
Yeah. It's read by Woody Allen.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah.
I can't listen to it.
It was the worst.
Because you would just have the one voice for everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that would be you're asking me things that would make me want to puncture my eardrums with a sharpened screwdriver. It's like narrated by Seth Rogen, narrated by
God. Oh, God. It's going to break out to
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart, yeah.
Now, maybe if it was like, an academic book, I could take one person reading. But if it's a fiction book and there's different characters doing different stuff, like, there's just no way I could do it.
Oh, it's just one guy all the way through?
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh,
I could
yeah,
listen
it's
to a
not like...
fiction.
So, like, so there's some guys that I've had that I can't listen to them after a while because they're only one guy who's reading the book all the way through, but they'll try and change the voices for the different characters.
Yeah.
It's excruciating.
It's excruciating. Yeah, it is. It's no, don't do that.
Did he put a girl's voice on it?
One of them tried, okay? And he's a Scottish dude, and he started talking like this. And I was like, oh, I can't do this, man. So, good thing I just bought this. I can get my money back, so...
No, they do. And it's drastic. I mean, but what you don't want is... I know it sounds like it would be perfect for it. You'd basically be saying, like, why don't you do, like, a table read, that kind of thing.
Right.
But you don't want that. That's not reading.
I just want a read and inside voice, man.
No, but you also don't want you know, Scottish guy, you know, turning around and then saying, "Oi," and then Hermione said,
"Oh, Harry, you better run! Run, Harry, run!"
I don't know. That might be worth the price of
Oh,
gold.
Harry, run! Like a bolt of lightning out of the ball.
So yeah, if it's actually like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone read by, you know, Angus MacGritmouth, then that's a different story. Okay, that
You're in it for the ride.
you're not there for the art. Right? You're there for the show. Okay, so you know that's totally fine. But most of the time, no, it's tough and
It's hard.
I'm not like him. I don't even really listen to this stuff very often. I do some print books, but mostly I just read it on the computer.
Yeah. I can't do that too much, man.
It's not good for your eyeballs.
It makes me
It's not.
dizzy after a while. So it really does. And so, like, yeah, I'll listen to books. I still get my National Geo every month. The tactile.
See,
Wow.
you
Yeah,
got
I
it.
still get one.
Be honest. Tell me that doesn't feel good.
They're
to read.
fucking amazing.
Do you
Yeah.
just toss it when you're done?
No, I save them. So
That's got to be a lot.
I've got them all the way back to 1940. Yeah.
Holy
I've got a lot.
yeah.
So, because I got my grandfather's collection. So, but
God,
then, and then I got all my dad's. So, because he saved them too.
Good Lord.
But that magazine's gotten skinny, and that magazine is woke as fuck. It's annoying.
Yeah, you know who owns it?
I don't care who owns it.
Disney.
Okay, fine. I'm not going to blame that
But
on
yeah,
Disney
yeah.
because they went there. They were going that way long before Disney owned.
Oh, yeah,
it,
yeah.
sure.
Well,
So-
Nat Geo. Look, there's a certain amount of that you would expect from Nat Geo, like a portion of it.
Well, you could see that it was back there, and like you could see it starting probably about 20 years
I was
ago.
gonna say I saw bits of it. There were signs of it in the 80s.
Yeah, sometimes, but I mean, there was still a lot of hard-nosed science.
Absolutely.
And see, that's the
Yes.
thing is like every episode or every issue now. I was trying to think what you called it. Volume. Yeah. So you know, there's usually one or two really good like. Okay, so we discovered this new species of like fucking sandworm that you
Right.
know basically grows to be 9 feet long and
Exactly,
rip your
yeah.
toes off. It's like that's cool, you know. So and then, but then it's always like the next one is like some dude backpacking in order to discover his Aboriginal roots.
Yes.
You
yes,
know,
yes.
so
yes.
and talk about colonialism. So. And it's like, well, I don't need to read that one. But then the next one is like, oh, this one's about glaciers. I like glaciers.
Right.
You know, this is cool. So, but I do have to say the maps are gone. They don't do the maps anymore.
Oh.
I know. Kind of sad. You can go online and download your map. It's like,
It's not the same.
no, it's not
No.
the same. I want to fold it out like it's a treasure hunt. You know,
What the
so,
fuck,
yeah.
man? Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got thousands of their maps. So, but well, I guess probably not that many, but a lot. I got a box full of them. So,
I was gonna say I don't know how many you have, but it's got to be a lot.
I have a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Did Nat Geo put out like addendums, or did they put out not addendums, but basically like special editions
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that? So if you were going to complete the set,
I have those.
okay,
They send them to you.
Got
So,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes they'll have a 13 episode or 13 issue year.
Just call them things. Yeah.
They'll send me 13 things over a year. Yeah. And one of them will have a funky cover, you know.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's not. But that's like the only thing that I actually sit down and read anymore. I mean, well, other than like stuff for work. So,
You don't count that.
well, that's yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah.
I mean, it is reading, but it's like reading academic journals are different. So, because you don't read it like you read a book. So you don't like you read the abstract and then you go look for the shit that you want to find. So yeah, you know. But so I print those out, but I do that on the company dime. Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like, I know it's I kind of laugh at this too, where again, since I communicate with a Russian frequently, and again, this is about literature, so it's like, hey, I want you to read this. Now, obviously, so I own a lot of these books, and I like my library is primarily on that Amazon cloud. That's where all the books are. So she'll occasionally send me a book to read.
Oh, nice.
But it's a Russian book, which is why it's in PDF. And yeah, it's like, you could buy this.
I can't search this. Yeah.
Why is your copy just a PDF file?
Don't ask silly questions. So, yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's just, part of the culture is...
If you can cheat, cheat.
Look, this is the... I tried to explain this like, all right, so let me ask you guys here. This is just the side question. What is the most expensive haircut you've ever gotten?
Pretty close.
How much was it?
I think they're like 20 something now.
They're up to 20?
Yeah.
I'm out of the haircut game, so and it was like 11 when I was going, so
Yeah, I think it's 20 something.
20 something, all
I
right.
think it's 22 because I think when William and I get it together, it's 44, and then I tip.
With tip? No, okay, so all right. Pat,
Probably around 20 or 30 bucks.
20 or 30 bucks?
Yeah.
Would you ever?
I used to tip people pretty good though.
Well,
So like even when it was like a $15, I'd give them a $15 tip. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the most that you'd be willing to spend on a haircut ever?
From this point forward,
Whatever.
You and I are particularly...
I'm a flat
bad,
zero,
so,
Jeff.
Yeah.
Whatever
Well,
Great
exactly,
Clips
'cause
charges.
I don't tip Dollar Shave Club because that's the thing.
Yeah, right. Even though
I'm
they want
putting
you
it all
to fill out the
work.
little box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like to give us an 8% tip. So
That's the question. What could they do for you that would warrant a $75 haircut?
No.
Is there anything that would make you say this $100 haircut is worth it?
No.
my brother does that. He spends a lot of money on haircuts, but he goes to an actual barber where they do like with the straight razor and shit. So
What does he get shaved?
Like your neck.
his neck is, well, no, they cut your hair with the straight razor. So,
Oh.
yeah, that way it doesn't get all it's fancy, so that way it doesn't get like split ends. Yeah, so and stuff. So then he does the
Hot towel.
towel wrap and everything and stuff like that. Like one of his buddies goes to a barber, an actual barber, and he took my brother there, and ever since then he's like, yeah, he's like, it's totally worth $100. So
No. No, I got no way.
hey man, I mean we all have our thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay, so the reason this came up was, again, this is a very wealthy, person that I was speaking with. Husband makes a ton of money, and she gets so irritated at all the cheap things that he does, where I tried to break it down. I said, all right, so from everything I can gather, guys will generally decide on their haircuts, number one, by price, or number two, by location.
Yeah.
And if there is a combination, it's like, it's cheap and it's close to my house, I will go there for the rest of my life, right? And there was this thing, she's like, I keep trying to get my husband to not go to the shitty Vietnamese place where they do this for $15 and give him terrible haircuts. I'm like,
If they did a terrible job,
yeah, go find a new one.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
well,
There's options.
that's, of course, there has to be a level of competency. But then again, this is like, we just went through the names. The competency comes from like, well, Great Clips is a name I can trust. And if Great Clips is busy, Sport Clips is a name I can trust. And
Sport Clips is pricier.
They're a little
they
bit
are
more.
pricier, but they'll get the job done.
Did he get to watch sports?
But I was like, what kind of haircut are you trying to get him to get? She's like, he went to a place for $150 and he couldn't stand it. I'm like, I said, was the haircut that much better? She's like, no. Like, so why should he continue to spend $100? Like, how would you gauge that and say this is $150 more worth of haircut than what you got? Now, again, if you're talking about the experience where it's like, all right, it's the same thing where, okay, so I used to get, my massages down there because there was a girl with knuckles. She basically, like, this lightweight woman could basically, like, put her elbow in my back in ways that no other human could, and work out the knots,
Sure.
right? But there are people, like, she asked me, it's like, did you ever get a massage for enjoyment? I'm like, no. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there for repairs.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're there for the actual, like, enjoyment angle of, wow, this smells nice. Wow, this is,
They put those hot rocks on you and stuff. So,
yeah, same thing with the beard treatment or the whatever that is. Like, okay, I get that. But I don't know, man. There is just something where if I'm not getting a function out of whatever it is, I can't see the value.
I'm pretty cheap, so
I'll pay extra money for things that save me time. So
What are the things? Okay, so like
I'd probably pay about 30% more for groceries than you guys
yeah,
do.
you do.
Yeah. So, and that's fine with me because I fucking despise the grocery store. So I hate every square inch of that thing. So
Why?
I just do, man. So I don't like it at all. So, I like to be able to like shop and not feel like it's a race, because I want to get out of there as soon as possible. I hate parking lots. So, yeah.
Oh,
I had to
man.
go there with
you
my
are speaking so passionately.
I had to
right
go
now.
with my mom last week, and I was walking through Safe, and I was just like, I forgot how much I hate this.
Okay, you got to tell me, what time of the day did you go?
It was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh,
It was
that's
dead.
bad.
It was dead.
and you still hated it?
Still hated it. Yeah. No, not a fan.
Yeah, I'll go pick up my food because I don't want to pay a delivery charge.
No, I'll totally do that. There's like certain things that I would pay money for, but I don't right now because I just do them myself. Like clean my house. I would actually pay for someone to clean my house at this point in time.
You know what, you would, but if you actually saw what it costs,
It's not cheap.
Jesus,
It's not cheap, but my house isn't very big, so it's not terrible. So,
it's not terrible, but I mean, it's still.
yeah.
Because I remember I was looking at that when I was on the rig, because I was like, if I have somebody stop by and just tidy up while I'm gone, whatever. It was expensive back then.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it hasn't gotten cheaper.
Uh-uh.
But my mom does that. She's got someone who comes and cleans her house once a week.
There you go.
So, and then my brother and my sister-in-law, they have a much bigger house than I do, and they have someone who comes and cleans their house once a month, I think. And so he's like, this is great because, it's like, she'll get things that I know that I missed. So
There you go.
He's like,
Yeah.
it means that my house always looks pretty good, and if it needs I just need to vacuum it, it's no big deal. So, but she comes in and does all his carpets and all that stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's like, so once a month. I was like, that's probably not a bad idea. So, but yeah, so I would see utility in that. But there's like
Absolutely,
almost nothing that I spend money on that's just for fun. So, I really don't. So I buy like a couple computer games a year.
Yeah, after you mull it over a little bit too.
It takes me a while to pull the trigger on it too.
I never see you just shoot from the hip on.
No, I did buy a board game this year. I bought one.
Which one?
Oh, it's this space like Axis and Allies game. We gotta play it someday. It's fun.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's fun.
Well, I forget.
It's short.
Did you find the Rebellion game?
I did. Yes.
Where was it?
My brother had it. So
Okay.
yep, he did have it. And it did make the move from his house to his new house. So, but he had taken it up to Breckenridge once. So
That would explain it.
yep.
Yeah.
And I did not even remotely remember that. It was a complete shot in the dark.
You know what I never want to do again in my life? Move a washing machine.
I won't do it.
Is that one you have?
Is it a stand-up one?
No, it's just a regular washer.
It's not a front load.
It's a front load. Yeah,
Those are heavy.
I don't like the front load, but
I like the old school top load.
my kids like the front load one.
I know.
They can actually get it in there rather than having to climb in and like William's holding Livy's feet. Pulling her out.
This was like 5 years ago, man. Your kids are tall enough to reach in there. So they brush their teeth, right?
To reach all the way at the bottom, though?
Oh, to reach. Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
okay.
Instead of like dunking a basketball and
Right.
Yeah.
getting it in.
Getting it in
Shit has to come out. That makes
Right,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
You're
yeah,
right.
they'd have to finagle to get their stuff out. But now I hate the front one because it's so low, and I'm just like,
They're so heavy too, man.
Yeah, they sure
They're
are.
so heavy.
They sure are. How many steps are in that?
I think 13.
Good lord, man. It's got an L at the bottom. There's got a landing at the bottom,
Just
right?
that one, yeah.
Brutal. So
I think if we would have figured out how those straps actually work, it wouldn't have been.
I
too
agree, but I apologize. I've never used them before.
I
oh, the
never
lip
used
straps?
bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're supposed to go around your forearms or something, and I don't know. We were getting it so that the washing machine was like leaning and all this stuff.
Yeah, it just. And then the ones that we try to do over like the shoulders and stuff is like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah, so I many years ago, because I moved a lot. So
You did?
over the course of a couple of years,
Yeah.
I actually invested in a dolly.
Yes.
So it's damn handy. It lives in my garage if you ever need it. Just come get it.
But to get a washing machine up the stairs,
It's great.
really?
Yeah, it's great. So because you just lean it back and then one step at a time, you have one person push from the bottom. So
pulls.
one person pulls.
Yep.
Yep. And then you use the strap on the dolly. This is the thing that most people don't fucking do. They put something on the dolly and then don't use the leg strap. And that keeps it from going from side to side.
Gosh,
You know,
yeah.
otherwise, yes, that motherfucker is going through your banister. So,
All right, good to know.
I will say that Williams banister is the one I've seen that's most likely to actually prevent it from falling through. You have a thick ass.
you do have a big
Solid. For how
Yeah.
many kids have run around it and yanked on it?
Dude, your
go
house is in
upstairs.
remarkably great shape for how many children have run through that orphanage that you run. The fucking event center, the yeah.
I'm definitely waiting for the time when one of those banisters just explodes and kids topple and all that stuff. So I feel it's due at some point. Some of it sure feels a little
Is there a little
shaky,
wobble to
creaky,
it?
but
Oh.
it holds. So who knows?
All right, no, I gotcha. It's just I'm always impressed with how in shape and just good looking your house is, all things considered.
The kids do a pretty good job for the most part.
They
Cleaning
do.
up after
They
themselves.
do. Yeah.
Since that is like the one rule:
No messes.
return the house to its original state.
Oh, that's a good rule.
Do whatever you want. You guys make whatever mess you want. Just
That's a good rule.
before you guys all leave in the morning,
I wish I had.
return the house to the original state.
God damn, you run it like you had them put down a deposit.
Your driver's license. Yeah.
They're checking out the pool balls.
Right. I was thinking the gas can. Personally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now they just make you buy it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, it is stipulated if you want to come back,
Right.
you gotta do it.
You
They
got like
want to
a
come
list
back, so
up there. Do not serve this boy.
Well, you had to. You have soft bands on some kids, right?
there's one kid that
Yeah.
You getting your guns?
he's a little creepy kind of thing.
Oh. Ew.
So
Okay.
potential hazardous kind of thing, and,
Mm.
and get hurt and all these kind of stuff, and the girls don't feel 100% comfortable.
At that age,
Oh man,
That's weird.
That's a
is he a little grabby?
He's not he's just off.
Oh.
Like everything's not firing 100%.
Yeah, we all knew kids like that.
do you?
Yeah, we all did. So, you know, it's just kind of like, yeah, that's that kid with the weird periscope jacket. You know, so, yeah. Yeah. Or the kid who would wear the hat with the flaps that came down.
Right. Well, it was either like, because that's the thing is you either like weird or just like Canadian, which is
These are synonymous.
It's its own form of weird.
Right.
Right.
It's regionally weird.
but well, that's the thing. But not harmful weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Canada's got kind of a. So like I've known not a lot, but a fair number of Canadians over the years.
Yeah.
And like the one guy that I know who was like the creepiest asshole.
Yes.
He came from Canada.
Right.
Yeah. All the rest of them were fine.
Right.
So with this guy, it was just like, wow, actually you think very differently than anybody else that I know. So yeah. And you're kind of a dick about it. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, so I've known a few Canadians over my time, and I've had some that were stereotypically nice. I've had some that I had problems with tone, where you ever seen those people that you're almost afraid to talk to because their tone could be either joking or deadly serious, but you can't tell?
Yeah.
One of the guys I knew was just like that, where like, he might be ready to pop, man.
this guy was like that too.
I was scared of this guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was. No, we didn't. None of us were scared of this guy, but he was kind of the same thing. He was very hard to read. So
that's
yeah,
it.
He was very hard to read.
Yeah.
So
and then then there was the Canadian company man who was openly racist.
Lots of people are
openly racist.
Excuse me.
Frighteningly so.
That's like the only place where I've heard that's actually a thing. I mean, we had a little bit of it on the railroad, but it was kind of like, kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There was no looking left or right with some of these guys.
Yeah. No, I've never worked at a place like that. I mean, I don't work at some pretty rough places out there at the airport, but I was usually the minority in most of those places.
Well, so in those kind of places, was it sort of like good-natured, like ribbing?
We all did that all the time. Yeah.
That okay.
We did that all the time. So we got a time change coming up this weekend where it's going to get light out earlier. That would have spawned a week's worth of jokes. So.
Well, like, did the particularly like darker crew at American, like, did they kind of like go back and forth with jokes like that, or
it was the whole day was like that every day. Right. we had this long running gag where we would go out of our way to try and scare each other. So okay. So you would hide.
All right. Yes.
And everybody would be like, "Where's Pat? Where's Pat?"
Yes.
Kind of thing. And it's like, "Oh, I sent him down in the bag room, but that guy's in on the joke."
And Am I talking about the same Pat?
Me in this case,
well,
or that guy? Yeah, he did it all the time too.
I remember him getting like other people too.
Oh, he did. He's the guy who was probably the biggest instigator.
Yes.
So he was great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, we just joke and laugh and had a great time all day. So, but yeah, like some of the jokes were pretty colorful. So, but none of it was meant in any kind of like
malicious.
No. I mean, like on the railroad, if someone was going to tell a joke, it was that kind of thing.
Right.
There was a little bit of malice there, but that was just because of where I was. So that didn't really have anything to do with the job,
Yeah.
It was a very rural community, man. It was just different. So it was all white. In fact, like all the crew, I think we had like 5 black guys out of 300. And then like maybe a dozen Mexicans. So, well, except for the section gang, they were all Mexican. And they were all related to each other. So
right.
But that was different, man. So...
They were their own community, it sounds like.
Oh, but they were great, man. Yeah, they were great. So, yeah, they used to have barbecues all the time. So you can go over there and they give you a flour tortilla and just have at it. Oh, man.
Put whatever you want on it.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, well, 9 times out of 10, they just had a pot of slop.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. That's the same thing, like guys always tell me about, like, the different crews that you'd work with, like, in construction is...
Very similar.
Like, a lot of the guys came in, they were either going to run to McDonald's or they had a little paper bag with their lunch in it, but the Mexicans would all come in with the pots and
the Tupperware.
Yep.
And they would do that every day. They'd have like
every day.
they'd have a Dutch oven that was full of some kind of chili that somebody had made the night before,
Yep.
and it had like steak or it had like pork or it had chicken in it or something, and then somebody else would make tortillas, so like fresh made in a cast iron pan. So because they're really fast. So once you roll them out and stuff, it had a press. Actually, it had a tortilla press. So and yeah, I mean, if you were in the area, you were welcome. So to come on over and help yourself. So they were cool about it.
But this would be the same crowd that would be just absolutely thrilled if you came over and said like, "Hey, I got some donuts for you." They'd be thrilled at that too.
Yeah, we do that. We'd feed them too, but see, okay, so like the unwritten rule with those guys was that like eventually they'd bring their daughters to work and they would sell chilies or tamales.
Oh,
And you had to buy some. You were supposed to buy some.
Wait,
So,
but didn't you want to buy them anyway?
yeah.
Like you're making it sound like they're twisting your lips like some kind of crazy obligation.
Those are the best tamales I've ever had.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and they would come around like every couple of months with a whole cooler full of tamales, or they'd have fresh roasted chilies. So, and then yeah, you were expected to buy some. So
that does not seem like
it was
a problem.
not a
That's
problem.
just
Yeah.
no problem, dude.
No, the tamales were like $1.
That's ridiculous. That's unreal.
Really
Did those guys? I know this is a big ask. I don't know if you go back. Did they make chili rellenos?
Not as part of the regular thing, but you could buy. Yeah, but like.
I would have bought those. I love those.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I know.
I know when that happened, but I do remember it's good because I just remember their tamales because I bring them back here. So
yeah, didn't you like freeze like 20 of them?
A lot.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because I bought a shitload of them because they would feed me for like weeks. Yeah. Not good for the bowels, but
no. But then again,
good. I mean, you try and build up a tolerance, but it's just not in my genes, man. There's way too much like sunless country in my past. It's
yeah, but that being said, like you look at this and say like, oh, this is ethnic, and yes, it's gonna run through me. But then again, you think about the times like if you go back to the stuff we ate with as kids, not that our parents made, but things that we thought were like good. So you're like, I don't think there was anything good for you in a kid cuisine. I don't think
a Swanson dinner. What were the red ones?
Hungry Man?
No, those are the big ones.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones that are $1. Banquet, yes. Oh, fuck.
Wait. The red ones?
Yeah.
The red ones. Banquet.
Were those like one thing? Like one... Just like
the
one
tray
entree?
was like the thinnest thing you've ever seen.
Oh!
It
I know.
It cut every corner.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's right.
Yeah, I think smaller and more legs. Man, I ate a lot of those as a kid, though.
What I'm
I ate
talking
a
about.
lot
Like,
of those.
how am I going to sit there and like pick on like homemade tamales, but this fucking garbage that we used to buy this stuff. It was called Micro Magic, and it was just straight up
the burger and
the fries,
Yeah,
and
you get nuclear hot.
and the Great Starts breakfasts, which I would kill to have another one, but they cannot be found.
I don't think I ever had any of those.
That's okay. Like Will and I have like higher radium levels in our blood now. Like it takes a while for that to pass. Like
Yeah, it's got a half-life.
why does the back of the box have like parts per million warnings on it? Yeah, not for sale in the state of California.
Right, yeah.
Because they're
Do
more.
not throw this out in your garbage. What am I supposed to do with it? Just fling it over the fence.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude! I you know what?
animals don't eat it.
I made that. I actually made that mistake this last week.
What?
I didn't even think about it. I threw a car battery in the regular trash.
Really?
Yep.
Why did you have an extra car battery?
Well, I switched it in my car.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do
take
that.
it for free.
Yeah, you just take it back to the AutoZone. They'll recycle it for you.
Well, I bought the battery online.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, you
Because
can still take
they-
it to the
well,
AutoZone. They'll recycle it for like $5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally spaced it.
Yeah. Oh well, it's gone now.
It's gone now. Yes, that is not something I would have done on purpose, but
Well, it wasn't a wet cell battery, was it?
I don't know.
You didn't put water in it.
No.
Okay,
Is that bad?
that's worse. Yeah,
What's worse about those?
that's the one that leaks. So
Oh.
yeah. You never had a wet cell battery where you have to put the distilled water in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Uh-uh.
That might have been a truck thing. I don't know.
You did?
Oh yeah, my old Blazer. Yeah, absolutely had one of those. So
What does that do for you?
I don't know. I didn't design it, man. It's just what you had to do. So
It's just on the directions.
right, yeah. Something my
do?
dad taught me is like, you're gonna change the oil, boy. You better check the fluid in the battery. So
It seems so weird to me. It's like, nah, I think the fluid in the battery is exactly where it's supposed to be. And I probably shouldn't touch it.
I pulled the battery out of my truck for a while to make it theft proof.
What?
Yeah, I haven't been driving my truck at all.
Okay.
And I just got it like, I put like
right.
$1,000 in it last fall to get it all nice and, stitched up. And I mean, like the next thing it needs is a fucking paint job. So that's going to be cheap. But I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to move it. I'm just going to pull the battery.
That's interesting.
Well, I thought it was a good idea until I put the battery back in and realized that fucking squirrels had gotten in there and chewed through one of my cords. I'm dead serious, man. So I popped the hood. There's like this fucking nest. So where the battery was supposed to be. And I was like, well, that is a good place to build a nest. But and so there was no squirrels in it. So, I scooped all the shit out. And I put the battery in and I hooked the cables up and it starts up and everything's just fine. But then I can't get my windshield wipers to spritz. And so sure enough, I go in there and I follow the cord all the way back from where the windshield wiper spritzer thing is to the battery to the fuse box, and they're right in the middle of that nest. They had chewed right through that motherfucker. Oh. And I was like, God dang, man, I gotta leave the battery in here because it needs to zap those things. So I thought I was a genius, but it turns out I was a dumbass.
No, I get you, and I mean, frankly, I think the idea is funnier that like thieves came by one day, couldn't get it, came back with a battery so they could steal it.
They would never, yeah,
Right?
no. And I mean, I thought that Star Wars game might have gotten stolen out of my car.
Yeah,
Because there have been a couple times, like previously, where people will come through and then the Ring app will go bananas. I was
Really?
like, oh yeah, somebody spotted the neighborhood checking car doors. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
They do this all the time. It's like fucking panic. They want us to call out the goddamn National Guard. Or something.
Yeah,
Post up
that's pretty much how
checkpoint
it
Charlie
is,
at the beginning of my fucking cul-de-sac, but no, I mean, it was just like one of those things where, yeah, like I don't think somebody's had a car stolen out of my neighborhood, but I know a lot of them, including mine, have been broken into.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is like, because they stole my old pair of sunglasses was Ray-Bans. Okay, but they were prescription, but they were fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had the case in my car. Someone nabbed that.
Just the case.
Probably without looking to check and see if there's anything in it.
Yeah.
So, but they just nabbed the Ray-Ban case because it said Ray-Ban on it. So, and then, but then I was like, well, they didn't steal anything else out of my car because I keep a full jack in the back of my car and like a tire iron.
Oh,
nice
yeah,
one
yeah.
and stuff.
Actual tools.
They didn't take any of that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of surprised. And then I was actually talking to some law enforcement people later and they're like, oh, no, that's too heavy. They wouldn't bother with that. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. So.
No, I know Will got jacked in front of my house.
You got jacked? Really? Here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were sitting in the garage
When?
way long ago.
This is like 20
College?
years ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
a little bit after college.
Yeah, I got your stereo, left the crowbar, which I
They
still have.
didn't quite get the stereo. It
Well,
was
I did.
attached to
Oh, I
one-
remember
it
that. That
attached
was
to
in
one
your-
piece of metal still.
Yeah.
That was in your Pontiac, wasn't it?
Toyota Corolla.
Oh no, so that bronze one that you had, a gold one.
No,
That was
And-
mine.
that was
He had the forest green.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. You had the green one.
No.
Okay, that's right.
But it was cool because I had another stereo for you. There's actually an upgrade.
True.
Because I was in the mood to replace car stereos at the time. It was stupid. You know, talk about a dumb phase in my life. I'm like, like putting a nice stereo in a Toyota Corolla. It's like,
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but I understand it. I've got so much stereo equipment in my house that's just not hooked up, so
well,
there's no reason to use it.
Well, I mean, I would use it. I mean, there are places where it would be good. It's just the same problem that I have is the same problem I had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, is you can't hide good speakers.
No, you can't.
You cannot put these in walls. You cannot do anything like that. You can put, they have plenty of ones where it's cool. You can hide it. You can put these right in the ceiling. You can put these multiple places. And if you're a better man than I am, who can wire this through the walls and stuff, right, great. But if you actually have, like, if you have towers, like I do, and stuff like this, it's just, you have to sacrifice a whole room, right, and stuff like that to do it. And then you have to make the commitment of, like, well, am I going to watch something? Okay, well, if I'm going to watch something, then I want to watch it on the good TV with the speaker. But if you go in there and say, like, well, I don't know what to watch, so you go in there with the speakers, and you thumb through Netflix for 45 minutes, don't watch anything, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck off. And this is what entertainment is you have so many options. You're like, I don't want to hit the button on anything. Unless you're William, who this dude is committed. What is this show that you're 10 seasons on and you don't even like?
I like it. Suits.
Okay.
The final season got a little rough. But I just finished it, and it finished off pretty good.
All right.
But yeah, it's 16 episodes, and they're like 45 minutes each.
Oh my
for
gosh.
8 seasons.
That's a lot of TV.
It was a lot of TV.
Well, you do that while you're working, right?
Oh, I was working while I work out. Different things,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. I get that. No, I totally understand.
Just plug away, and then every once in a while you're like, okay, now I'm in. So you got to watch like 3 or 4 of them. And then
That's
go
on
back to-
Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a regular TV show, if I recall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on USA or something like that.
It's the one with Meghan Markle in it.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where she
That's
comes
the
from.
show?
Yeah,
That's the
where she
show.
comes
I
from.
had no idea.
I thought she came from being one of the suitcase carriers on Deal or No Deal. She is. She was on there.
Yeah, I know, but
She's known
she's known from
on
Suits, man.
7 out of the 8 seasons she was on there. And I was just like, I thought she was just like a temporary little actress something before she met Prince, whatever.
Is she any
Terry?
good?
It was good.
No, is she any good?
She was fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
She was fine.
She's not as annoying as people make her out to be. So
Well, she's acting.
right.
I'm guessing in real life.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but
I don't know.
she seems insufferable.
I wouldn't say that Prince Harry's quite a catch either. So
I mean, he did have the sense of humor to dress up as a Nazi for Halloween.
Did he?
Harry did that?
Yeah.
When?
A while back.
I don't remember.
It
that.
wasn't cool when he did it either. This wasn't something that happened in like 1998 and he was 3. This was something he did as a full-blown adult, and he thought it would be funny.
Okay. It might be one of those like
That
he would.
I don't care.
Yeah, like to a military academy, and it's just doing it for funsies. I
That's
don't
the
know.
kind of thing that's like, yes, I feel like somebody was probably dared into this, or somebody lost a
Somebody
bet,
lost a
or
bet.
somebody,
Yeah.
because that's the kind of thing that I could see somebody doing is hey, whoever finishes their drink last has to dress up as a Nazi for Halloween.
Yeah. Harry's in the bathroom, drink.
But yes, it was a monumental amount of TV to watch. 8 seasons.
a lot of
is
TV. I'm trying to
It was
think. The
good.
last thing that I watched that was 8 seasons, probably The Office. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Game of Thrones was.
Oh, yeah, I think that was
7.
6.
Is it just 6?
It might be. Yeah, it might have been 8. Come to think of it, yeah, it might
Well,
have
the
been.
way they
Yeah.
divided them out into like half seasons, does that
That was
count?
just the last 2 years they
Yeah.
did that.
So I mean,
But
how
they
many?
still counted that as one season.
It was still count as one season because the same number of episodes.
Yeah.
So
Well, like Breaking Bad had like extra episodes in the last 2 seasons, right?
yeah,
They
they
went 6.
it went 6 instead of 5. Yeah, something like
5,
that.
6. Yeah.
Oh, I went back and watched 1 or 2 of those, man. Just on they kind of spooled up on YouTube feed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems
Still
quaint. It really does. I mean, they got flip phones, and you
Oh,
break your
yeah,
phone, and the
yeah,
cops can't find you. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, they can, and they could back then too. So
No, that was one of the funniest. That was one of the funnier bits of like the Fannie Willis thing was like, so you didn't know each other
Fannie
before
Willis?
the Georgia.
Oh, I recognize the name, so gotcha.
Yeah, that's where
that
they're
whole
like,
thing blew up.
where they're like, so you all weren't dating before this, right? It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, so here's your phone records, and here's what the things say. It's like, so
Yeah.
this phone was in this area from this time to this time, and this time to this time, and this time to this time. Yeah, it's the same kind of crap that they could measure back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, she wasn't getting prosecuted, so it was opposing counsel. She wasn't in trouble for this. So maybe it was a prosecutor then
We'll have to break down the details.
that just lit her up that second day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we said that whole thing is just over with.
It's a mess.
That
I'm
one's
still-
cooked. That
yeah.
one's absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
The DC one's dangerous for him though. He's gonna have trouble finding a jury in DC that doesn't want to convict him.
See, that should be obvious grounds for appeal, but I don't know.
Well, it might be. So it might be. They got to go through the process though. So we'll see.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
evidently there's a State of the Union going on tonight, but I could not give two shits about it.
yeah.
I've almost never watched that.
I wonder if he made it through it.
All I know is that there were Palestinian dweebs blocking the streets trying to stop the motorcade from getting.
Wonder if they got like puppet strings on him.
Oh, Biden?
Yeah.
He's probably just amped up on Xanax or something right now. So
Xanax? I don't think. No, you don't want to put Xanax in him. You want to put.
Adderall, right? Which is
That's a start. Really, what we're looking for is methamphetamine.
yeah, okay, meth. Dose him up with the full JFK.
We're JFK. We're really going for like the crap that they would give our pilots in World War II.
In World War II?
Yeah. That was they were given.
I think
that
it was the
stuff.
Germans. So
No, we did it too. The Japanese really did it.
oh.
Yeah, it got them hyped to crash their own planes into an aircraft.
Well, they got drunk before they did that.
That too.
Yeah.
But they were also giving out amphetamines.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Lots of fun for everyone.
Well, at the time,
Fun times, fun.
they didn't see it as detrimental. It was just like
Extra juice.
it was like a trucker.
Go juice.
Taking
Yeah.
a Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, truckers would take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right, trucker's choice.
That's the name brand.
Where is that from? What?
That's from The Simpsons.
Okay.
Yeah. From The Simpsons.
What was it? It was on pep pills, right?
Yeah, it was Lisa
taking
trying
those?
to do that because she had too much homework to do. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's an old memory, my friend. That's,
that one's pretty old. Like, yeah, some of the Simpsons have fallen into my YouTube feed. So
It's charming.
I hear that like the last couple of years has gotten infinitely better. So that it actually fixed itself. So, but I don't know if I want to go back and dive into that because that's 30-some seasons.
Okay. So
Doing this in a week.
I do have them scraped down off YouTube TV. So
All right, so I'll say this. So I tried watching some of the episodes post George Floyd.
I don't
Whoa.
think about that.
Okay, now the only reason I say this is I can't speak to how good or bad that it really was, but it was in that area where they had recast all of the black voices who had been done by previously white actors, so everybody sounded weird.
Right.
Well, how many black guys? There's like 2.
Well, there's Carl.
There's Carl and
There's Lou.
Lou, the cop.
Yes. Something different. And Apu was...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's because Hank Azaria quit that one.
I thought they...
No, he said, it's not right for me to do this voice.
Oh.
So, yeah, no, he was part of that crowd.
Well, he kind of caught that because of that stupid documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was all part of that, but it was bizarre.
I think just like about all TV and all movies from the years 2018 to 2022 are just going to be basically like, yeah.
It's just a black hole.
It was just a different time.
yeah.
You had to be there in order to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
I think it's healing itself a little bit. So, but yeah, it's not, like it's good that like the whole Google Gemini thing was funny. So, and then people laughed about this shit again. That's good. That was
That's
good.
healthy.
That is healthy. Yes, because we were there. So, back in 2012. So, and then everything got weird when we hit that Quatune on the Aztec calendar.
That was it, huh?
That was it, man. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, those 15 plus years seasons of The Simpsons that I haven't seen, those are like my
Oh, good games.
those are my meteorite TV. So if if Civilization is if all I have to do is stay inside and eat refried beans or
MREs.
for like 2 years until the dust has settled and I can go outside and start repopulating the earth, I've got a lot of Simpsons to just sit there and...
There is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a
Yes.
lot.
And evidently like 10 seasons worth of Family Guy that I haven't watched.
Those are a little insufferable. So,
I haven't watched any of the recent ones, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be awesome. I don't know.
I've watched a couple of them. They're pretty... Seth MacFarlane is kind of his own dude. So... Yeah, and the Stewie Bryan thing doesn't work anymore. So...
Well, I mean, that's a dynamic that...
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That version of Bart Simpson for the first season...
It's kind of weird, yeah. It's kind of weird. Well, that's with Squishy Homer, yeah.
I love that era where the animation is so surreal. The whole era where the mouths move before the eyes and head turn.
That is weird.
Is just bizarre. Yeah. There's so much character to it, even though it's like, fuck, this is awful.
Oh, the colors are horrifyingly bad.
Yeah.
They're horrifyingly bad. So
everything looks wrong. Smithers is black.
Kind of, yeah.
He's black as shit in the first episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they decided to turn him gay, right?
It's funny you say that. It's like that's the decision. It's like, I think he should be gay. Well, then
We can't
don't make him also.
Don't make him black and gay.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So
like if you've ever seen the old versions of like Moses Lack, he looks and Barney.
He's weird. Where his apron is pink. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. You've stepped into a surrealist nightmare at that point.
Yeah, I saw a chunk of the Flaming Moe the other day. So yeah, and it was like, oh, this one's an oldie. So
yeah, man, it's wacky. So, but yeah, I have those on deck if the world ends.
I'm not anticipating world-ending TV. So
I'm
this year.
watching it currently.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm I'm not waiting for the world to end. I'm just
All
gonna
right,
start
so
walking away.
What do you got? So if like you're gonna recommend something to us, what do you got?
Suits was good.
I'm not gonna watch Suits, man. It's got Meghan Markle in it. No, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Maybe you said it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like Law House.
Yeah. I've seen a few episodes. It's not bad.
The kid's cool, so
But there is a lot of it.
there's a lot.
Yeah, so the couple times I watched, I was like, who the fuck are these people? So, what are they doing? Is this a law firm or a hotel? So,
All right. That's your jam right now, huh?
Yep. I just finished it, so I have to find something new.
Okay.
So I'll search around and find what's next up.
No, I gotta be honest. Like I've gotten kind of myopic with my entertainment lately. It's like narrowed in and just like my YouTube feed is staggered. It's not growing. In fact, I'm finding myself like scraping more and more things out of it, and this is just not the person I like to be.
yeah. I mean, I know when I've mined YouTube down, so but then there's like I've got enough subscriptions out there. I've subscribed to like some 600 or 700 channels, and so yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and so like they dish out pretty regular content, but not like every day. So there's a couple of them that do it every day, and those are like news feeds and stuff like that. But the rest of them are like podcasts that come out once a week, or like interviews that come up like once a month, kind of thing. Yeah, so it'll always throw something at me, but like I don't watch it just for
shits and giggles.
Not really, no.
No.
It's usually on in the background while I'm doing something else.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I've noticed too many of my things that are in there. They all start with some dude just said, "Hey guys."
I don't subscribe to any gaming channels, so I've got. Well, that's a lie. I've got a couple of them in there. I never watch their shit.
That's what I'm saying.
So I just can't do it anymore, man. So like, I can only see so many cities built in skylines. I can only see, so many hours of this dude playing Red Dead Online. I can only watch like even like some of the content that I make. I don't watch anybody who does anything like my shit. So I mean, I subscribe to all of them just to see what they're up to, but I don't watch any of it.
Well, you make it.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so
how many cooking shows do you think like Gordon Ramsay watches?
I think I watch
probably none.
Yeah, probably none. I think I've got about 4 so that I watch. So, and they come up with content maybe once every other week. So, yeah. I mean, but like my daughter, she watches Minecraft servers that are on Twitch for like 6 fucking hours a day. So, every day. And it's just like, and it's the same thing with her. It's just on in the background. She'll be doing something else and just listening to these guys. Kind of thing. So like for me to like dedicate and sit down and watch TV, so like I couldn't do
what I do.
Well, I could if I was playing a different game, but right now I'm playing The Witcher, and when you're in The Witcher, you're fighting. You don't. Yeah. So like if I was building a city, sure, fine, okay, then I can catch up with stuff like that. Or like when I was when I do work, like when I have to grade, so then I can pay attention to the TV a little bit. So.
You know what?
Grading's easy.
Funny that you say that. Yeah, it is the difference between working on first pass and second pass.
Correct.
When I'm working first pass, what they say actually matters.
Right.
I have to make sure the right person's being attributed.
You have to pay attention. Yes.
If I don't, I get yelled at.
Or you got to do it again. Do it again, Jeff.
Second pass, all I'm doing is that's the easy stuff. I'm just checking to make sure that, Adderall is spelled correctly. Is this the actual brand? Do I have to capitalize it?
Right.
Or is this the actual medication, but the real name of Adderall is Happy? Or, dope stuff or whatever it is.
Right.
That happens. I don't know. I don't know all the pills, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the few times that I've actually been able to binge on TV was when I was playing a game that allowed me to do that. So...
I just the thing that makes me sad right now, and I'll close on this thought because we've had a little bit of kids these days talk. I just think how think about how sad it must be. Like if you were one of those guys like pouring your heart and soul into writing episodes of like Darkwing Duck or whatever, all the stuff that was on in the afternoon, right? So all the stuff that the kids used to watch in the afternoon when they were doing their homework, all that stuff, right? Just like we're talking about. You say, like, I actually didn't have to write shit. This dude has been playing Minecraft and narrating it
for hours and
for 6 hours and got the same audience that we did.
Bigger.
And well, yeah, just
bigger.
It's bigger. It's like, and you had to hire like 4 lines of groups where it's like pencils, inks, in-betweeners, actual animators, send these to all these places. And the dude on Minecraft has a bigger audience by just hitting stream.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That must suck.
Well, that guy should stream.
That's the learn to code.
Learn to code, buddy.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Jeffrey.
I'm out the button.
There you go.
Go code.